Welcome to Science, Health and Healing, Library of Children's Health Core. I'm Dr. Majid Ali. The subject of this article is Insulin Reverse T3 Relationships. People who have long history of thyroid problems, they've had underactive thyroid, which may have started as overactive thyroid, the first phase of the bipolar Hashimoto syndrome of the thyroid, and for whom the ordinary thyroid remedies have not helped, medication hasn't helped. They should really look into the issue of reverse T3 and insulin toxicity. In my experience, when I see women who have had treatment for Hashimoto's thyroiditis or for underactive thyroiditis because of lymphocytic thyroiditis, Rydell's thyroiditis, granulomatous thyroiditis. When you do the reverse T3, that is usually elevated. When you do the insulin test, that's elevated. Reverse T3 is the single best indicator that the problem is not with the thyroid, the problem is with other body tissues. In health, the thyroid gland produces 4 hormones: T1, T2, T3, T4. T3 would be triiodothyronine, which means one molecule of amino acid, tyrosine, is attached to 3 atoms of iodine. The thyroid releases its main hormone, T4, thyroxine, or tetraiodothyronine. And then that is carried by blood to the various body tissues, and the tissues convert it into T4 into metabolically much more active T3. By some estimates, as much as 80 times as active. Now, when the cells are loaded with toxins, toxic metals, synthetic compounds, cell membranes are covered with grease, matrix is covered over with grease, their mitochondrial shells are covered with grease, then the cells cannot turn the T4 into physiologically useful T3. Instead, they produce the mirror image T3. Now, the T3, reverse T3 it is called, it's like looking at yourself in the mirror. It is functionally inactive, but it can clog and jam the T3 receptors. Reverse T3 elevation in chronic problems of the thyroid is the clearest indication of my oxygen model of thyroid diseases. Now, insulin toxicity also depends when there is buildup of grease on the cell membranes, insulin receptor protein embedded in the normally fluid cell membranes. It is jammed, it is twisted and turned, and insulin cannot turn it, so insulin becomes dysfunctional. Pancreas keeps producing more and more insulin. And so you have a combination of hyperinsulinemia, insulin resistance, insulin toxicity, coexisting with elevated levels of reverse T3, which indicates that there is major cellular toxicity problem. You cannot address this by Mickey Mousing with the dose of cytomel T3 or T4 or armor. What it means is stay focused on the bowel, blood, liver. To detoxify your cells, you've got to detoxify your bowel, blood, liver, and of course, brain. So please, if you've been very frustrated with long-term problems of thyroid diseases and you've been looking at endocrinologist after endocrinologist after endocrinologist, I have actually not yet met an endocrinologist who knows anything about gut fermentation, leaky gut state, mold allergy, or impaired liver detox mechanisms. I have not met an endocrinologist who, when he looks at the thyroid problem, thinks of mitochondrial ATP energy generation in the cells. So the importance of this combination of elevated reverse T3 and elevated insulin level is that it forces you to look beyond thyroid for reverse T3 and beyond pancreas for insulin toxicity. This program is part of 2 large channels, one on thyroid disorders and one on insulin toxicity. Please look at them. And if you really want to have a very clear understanding of the basic mechanisms, please study the channel Spontaneity of Oxidation in Nature, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, and so on. Get to understand. The best teacher for you, you'll find it in your mirror. The best healer for you, you'll find it in the mirror. The best thyroid doctor for you, you'll find it in your mirror. The best insulin doctor for you, you will find it in the mirror. We hope that at this encyclopedia we can offer you authentic information untainted by corporate deceptions or by ideological transgressions, which I've been saying for many years. Please forward this YouTube segments to your email friends, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn associates. Visit our website www.kids123.org. Children's Health Corps is a non-profit foundation funded by Talat, my wife, and I some years ago to focus on issues of education of children, nutritional issues, environmental issues, and stress-related issues. You can support us, visit our website, and we can tell you, we make some specific suggestions if you wish to join hands with us to spread this message of hope and healing to people all over the world. Thank you so much. Be well.